Hey everyone! Welcome back to at Bug no Jutsu, where coding, anime, and gaming come together in one awesome place. In this video, we're going to solve a really interesting and highly practical problem from LeetCode. 1378. Replace employee ID with the unique identifier. This problem is frequently asked in interviews because it tests how well you understand SQL joins, and also how to solve the same problem in Python using pandas. We'll go through a clear problem explanation, a detailed, descriptive walkthrough of the example, solution using SQL explaining everything about the join operation, when and why to use it, a detailed pandas example with step-by-step reasoning, key problem insights, and finally the outro. Let's get started. So, here's the problem we are dealing with. We have two tables. Employees table. This table stores each employee's ID and name. Employee uni table. This table maps certain employee IDs to their unique identifiers. Not every employee has a unique identifier assigned. Our task is simple. We need to produce a report or result where we show each employee's unique ID if they have one. If they don't have a unique ID assigned, we should simply show null or empty for their unique ID. This problem is all about joining two tables correctly to match employees with their unique IDs. Let's now walk through a sample example. Alice has ID 1. Bob has ID 7. Mayor has ID 11. Winston has ID 90. Jonathan has ID 3. Now we have another table that maps employee IDs to their unique IDs. Employee with ID 3 has unique ID 1. Employee with ID 11 has unique ID 2. Employee with ID 90 has unique ID 3. Now we need to merge these two tables together. Here's how we do it. We look at each employee one by one and check whether they have a unique ID in the mapping table. Alice has ID 1, but there's no entry for ID 1 in the mapping table, so we show null for Alice. Bob has ID 7 and again there's no mapping for ID 7, so we show null for Bob as well. Mayor has ID 11 and we find a mapping. Mayor's unique ID is 2. Winston with ID 90 also has a mapping. Their unique ID is 3. Jonathan with ID 3 has a mapping 2, and their unique ID is 1. This approach ensures we display unique IDs where available, and null otherwise. Let's now solve this using SQL. And here, the most important part of this problem is using the correct type of join. Let's break this down carefully. First, we are selecting unique_ID from the employee uni table, and name from the employees table. Now the most crucial part, we are performing a left join. Why left join? Because we want to include all employees from the employees table, whether or not they have a corresponding unique ID in the employee uni table. In SQL, there are different types of joins. Inner join would only include employees who have a match in both tables, meaning we would lose employees like Alice and Bob, who don't have a unique ID. Left join keeps all records from the left table employees, and where a matching record exists in the right table employee uni, it fills in the values. If no match exists, SQL fills the right table columns with null. That's exactly what we need here. Here's how it works. SQL takes an employee from the employees table. It checks if there's a matching ID in the employee uni table. If it finds a match, it retrieves the unique_ID. If not, it shows null. So, with this left join, we are ensuring that every employee appears in the output, and we get their unique ID wherever available. This is a perfect example of why knowing when and how to use joins, especially left join, is so important in SQL. Now let's solve the same problem in pandas using Python. We'll use the merge function here. Let's break it down step by step. First, we use pd_merge to combine the two data frames, employees and employee_uni. The on equals ID parameter tells pandas that we are joining on the ID column. The how equals left parameter is critical here. It means we are performing a left join just like we did in SQL. This ensures that all employees from the employees data frame will appear in the result. If a matching unique ID exists in the employee_uni data frame, it will be included. Otherwise, pandas will fill it with nan, which represents missing values in Python. Finally, we select just the unique_ID and name columns for our output. This approach perfectly mirrors the SQL solution, demonstrating that merging tables is a universal task in data processing, whether it's in SQL or pandas. Let's wrap up with some key takeaways and insights from this problem. This is a classic example of when to use left join. You want to keep all records from one table, even if there's no match in the second table. Left join is common in reporting tasks, where you often need a complete list of entities along with some additional optional information. The same approach works across SQL and Pandas. This shows that once you learn SQL joins, you can easily apply the same logic in Python for data science tasks. Also, notice that merging tables isn't just about syntax, it's about understanding relationships between data. Mastering these techniques is essential for both developers and data analysts. That's all for today's video. We explored this problem deeply, understood the problem statement and example clearly, solved it in SQL using left join with full reasoning, solved it in Pandas showing how similar it is to SQL joins, learned the key insights behind such problems. If you found this explanation helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of more coding tutorials, problem explanations, and coding edits on this channel at Bugnojutsu. Also, let me know in the comments what problem you'd like me to solve next, whether it's from SQL, Pandas, or something else. Thank you for watching. Keep learning and keep coding. See you in the next video.